What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and welcome back to the recap, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about All the Queen's Men, season 3B. This is episode 11, entitled The Ultimate Price. Now let's get into it. Now, y'all already know this episode starts right where the last one left off, and that is with your girl, Madam, seeing a ghost, y'all. So turns out Daddy is actually alive and well, and Madam was shook to see her father. Happy, but at the same time, she was shook. She didn't know what was going on, and Tommy just didn't even have words. So anyway, we are going to do a whole separate video about why Cadillac did what he did, and we're going to talk about him and give him the farewell that he deserves for the role that he played inside of All the Queen's Men. So anyway, y'all, Daddy's gonna tell her, everything that she needs to know. He's also gonna tell her that she needs to be nicer to her sister and that basically they just alike. And I thought that was really interesting because we know that Carla is going to be pressing charges against Madam, and more than likely, I feel like she's going to end up dropping those charges against her. I don't know what's going to compel her to do so, but I feel like she will, because Carla doesn't seem to be shook by half the stuff that Madam does. Now, she did seem like it took her a little off guard that Madam stuck her in the chest like that. And maybe she'll learn her lesson now. Really, I don't know, because Carla still got all that mouth, y'all. But something is going to make her drop those charges. So Madam is not going to stay in jail, y'all. At least I don't think so. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know, y'all. Do y'all think there's going to be a time where we're going to see Madam get locked up and she's going to be fighting for her freedom and she's going to be on trial or something? I don't know, y'all. We're going to have to see how this all play out. But I don't think that's what's about to happen now. So anyway, y'all, moving on. So they're going to be in the car, and Blue and Tommy are going to be admiring the father. And I don't know why, because he literally just told them that if his daughter gets unalive, they better get unalive too. Otherwise, he gonna send somebody to see them. So I guess they respected his gangster. I don't know. I would have been scared of Daddy. But anyway, we are also gonna see that Blue is gonna bring up the fact about the concierge. Like, what now? Because you did unalive his brother, but he didn't actually unalive your father because it wasn't your father. So, what do you think his next move is gonna be? And so they want Madam to like kind of get inside of his head, think like him. And she says that if she were him, she would do something big, blow up his house, blow up his club. And then she thought about it, the funeral, this is where he's going to strike. This is where he's going to attack. So she wants everybody to be on high alert because she knows that the concierge is going to come after her at the funeral. So there's that. Now we have our girl, Detective Davis, over here, who's still trying to get out of Dodge. She is still trying to trade information for money, y'all. She in all sorts of hot water at this point, and she just trying to find her way out of it. She wants to meet up with Madam. Madam really not trying to meet up with her, but she decides to go and see her. She gives her information, and she basically tells her all the things that Madam already knows because, Daddy DeVille just told Madam a few other things that she didn't know. And now she's already privy to some of the information that Davis had. So it's like a little too late. But she did tell her one thing that she didn't know, and that Tommy didn't get a chance to tell her yet. And that's about the possible mole inside of the club. So she finds out about that. So now they know that Big D is the op. That was probably the highlight of this entire episode. Y'all was so happy when she found out that Big D was the op, because I cannot wait to see this Joker come down 2 notches with his fake New Orleans accent. I'm just saying. So anyway, she finds out about that. But of course, Madam does what Madam does. Davis thinks she's going to get this money. And Madam is like, no, when you take him down, because Davis swears that if she finds out who it is that sent those emails, that she's going to take him down, because she's a KI double hockey sticks ER, right? And a veteran, and that she going to do this. And I'm just thinking to myself, you probably not going to get to the concierge like that. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of connections Davis got. We shall see. But Madam is like, shoot, go for it. But once you do that, then we'll talk about a number. So she still doesn't get the money that she's trying to get. So that's going to bring me to this, because I want to go ahead and just get her all out the way, because she is going to make a phone call to Doc later, right? She's going to talk to Doc. And he thinks that she wants, the good. And he's like, you got to pay me. And I'm thinking to myself, she ain't got no money. She couldn't even get that money from Madam. So she is definitely not going to be able to pay you. And then she's like, I have something better than that. I have information. And I'm thinking to myself, what information do you have that could be useful to Doc that's going to help him? So now you're trying to play a game. And I'm just like, don't play these games with Madam. Like, just keep it cool, because we not trying to do that right now. So I don't know exactly what she's going to tell him, or what she could even possibly think she could tell him that's going to make him give her money. Like, what I am learning about these dancers are that all of them are stingy and they money hungry. They ain't giving up no money to nobody. So I don't know. I can't wait to see what that conversation is like. So meanwhile, guys, let's move back to my other two favorite goons right now. I'm gonna call them goons, wannabe goons. But that is Champ and Trouble. Champ and Trouble are, of course, at the club, and Champ is gonna get a notification that his apartment has been broken into. And then we're going to find out the money is actually at Champ's place, and that somebody pretty much is in his place, probably looking for the money more than likely. Now, of course, Champ is going to think that it's Rayshawn. So they're going to race back over to the place, because this is right at the end of the night. So they should be tipping out. But instead, they trying to go see who done broke into this place. They get there and the money is gone, y'all. His place is ransacked. The money is gone. They found the stash. So after y'all did all of this and then tried to double cross Rayshawn, then y'all end up losing the money. But what's even more funny, what I find even more interesting, is that Champ thinks that Rayshawn is the one who took the money. Now, we finally find Rayshawn because he calls Trouble up and he just wants to say goodbye. So it turns out your boy Rayshawn is like, you know what, forget this. I'm out of here. I'm going back to Alabama. See y'all later. Now, I honestly thought that he was going to be over at the hospital trying to see if Jack was still alive or not, and probably trying to take him out. I don't know. I just thought Rayshawn had just really snapped. But I guess he decided to take his butt on home. But so they think that he has the money, right? And Champ is like ready to go get him, talking about he double crossed us. And I'm like, how he double crossed y'all? Like, literally, y'all didn't even tell him about the other money. So technically, y'all double crossed him. And then when Champ is like, look, we got your money here, he's like, I don't want it. Y'all can keep it. And that's what really makes him think that he has the money. So it's just crazy, y'all. So anywho, moving back to the club. Let's go back to the club for a second, because over at the club, when Madam gets to the club, she has all the dancers there and she talks to them and she tells them about her father passing away and that she was going to have a funeral service or whatever. And El Fuego is like, we're gonna be there. Midnight, says the same thing. Dot gives his condolences, so everybody is very supportive, of course, right? And then when everybody gets ready to leave, you're going to see that Tommy's going to be like, tell Big D, no, Madam still wants to see you. Now, I do want to just talk about this for a quick second, y'all. But there was a moment where Amp hands Dime her money, or the money for the tip out. And he's really nice about it. Like, they just have this little moment for a second. And it feels like, maybe, just maybe, maybe there might be some forgiveness. Like I said, I really don't care if these two get back together or not. I just want them to like just get along and get past, all the craziness. And I just want Amp to get back to himself, whether he's with Dime or not. It really don't matter. So I just want to see a calm Amp again, one who is not on 100 all the time and drinking and doing drugs. So anyway, it was nice to kind of see that part. I mean, and she had a different type of energy for Big D. So that was all funny. But anyway, so Big D is going to be trying to really sell this story, y'all. Like, I literally cannot believe that he really thinks that Madam is going to fall for his bullet story again. But I guess since he already started this story, he got to keep going with it. Ain't no use of changing it up now. So, Madam is just really going with it. You know how she does that thing where she makes it seem like she's, all into it and she believes it, only to let you basically shoot yourself in the foot. Funny that I say that because, well, anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, she's like, yeah, can I see the guns? I'm like, can you give me one? And he's all like, yeah, I got a guy, and I'm just like, dude, you crazy. But anyway, so she says, look, we should go, you need a promotion. You're gonna get a promotion. We should talk about this more in my office. And then she tells him to take him to her office or whatever. Now, it is important to mention, guys, that of course the police are going to be looking for Madam because, she did stab Carla. So they're going to be looking for Madam. They are going to show up at the club. Babyface, Midnight, and Doc are not about to let them up in the club because they don't seem to have the warrant in hand. They say that they have a warrant for her arrest, but they don't actually have it in hand, so they can't really go into the club. There is going to be a gunshot that is going to be fired in the club, and they are going to hear that, but they still don't have what they need to go in. However, let's go back into the club where Madam is talking to Big D, but she's talking to him inside of her office. And we know that her second office or her main office is that doggone basement. Everything goes down in the basement for real though. So she's talking to him and she's like, she wanted to see the gun. So she asked for the gun. He gives her the gun, all confident, like, too, y'all. Like, he's just really, really trying to sell this story. He gives her the gun and she's like, so if you shoot something, it won't bleed out. And he's like, yeah. So, Madam, she got to test it out. So she shoot him in the foot. Woo, boy, I tell you, before you become an informant, you need to find out who you informing on. Maybe you should find out what they all about before you do that. So you'll know, how to go in, so you don't go in blind because clearly Big D did not know who he was messing with. So now he's shot in the foot, bleeding out because that fake bullet story that didn't make sense to nobody, that even Blue was clowning Tommy for. Madam was looking at him upside his head like, I can't believe you believe this. But anyway, so now he's shot. Midnight comes in and tells her, like, look, the police are out here looking for you, yada, yada, yada. So she said, I guess I got to give them what they need, what they want, which is me. So Midnight is supposed to tie him up and, I guess we'll deal with him later. I cannot wait till the next episode so I can see what they're about to do with him. But anyhow, there was a moment in this episode as well where Babyface talks to Doc and he asked him about Teresa, but he also brings up Miss Patty. Now, these are some of the things that we talked about before. If they'll ever kind of close out that whole Miss Patty thing, will it come back? And I feel like by them even mentioning it a little bit, that it is something that we are going to have to revisit again. Now, y'all, there is another very key piece to this particular episode, and I do want to explore it a little bit more in a different video, but El Fuego has been pretty quiet. Now, we know that El Fuego was sent a message about the hacker, and we talked about how Blue kind of just dismissed this whole thing and how she really didn't give Madam all the information that she needed. Now, what we are seeing in this episode is El Fuego's ex, Chandra, whatever her name is, his ex-fiance. The mom is come and she's talked to him and she keeps badgering him, saying that he was the last one to see her daughter, saying he knows more than what he's letting on. And I'm just like, how you gonna tell him what he know? If he's telling you that he don't know and he didn't have anything to do with it, what you mean you gonna go to the police, you gonna go to the press? Like, you just gonna make him be the one who knows what happened to your daughter? And yes, I get it that he does know, but I'm just saying, technically he don't know. He just know that he got caught up for it and it wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, so that did happen. But at the very end of the episode, what we are going to see is that El Fuego is going to get back to his place and he's going to go straight to his computer. Now, earlier, remember on the previous episode, his computer had been hacked. And Blue told him to make sure that nobody's hacking them and all this stuff. But what if El Fuego decided to do a little snooping of his own? And what if he instead has hacked into the club to see what's going on for himself? Now, if he has done this, shout out to my girl Tika Deshawn, but I feel so bad for your boy El Fuego if this is the move that he has decided to do. I really don't know if that's what has happened or if the hacker was showing him this information. I don't know which one it was because you really couldn't tell exactly, but I personally think, just based on looking at it a couple of times, this is just my thought process. I think that he has hacked into the club and that he is looking because he wants to know more. At first, it felt like he didn't want to know. But now it feels like he wants to know. And now he's seeing this whole situation play out with Big D. Now, of course, he doesn't have all the context. He doesn't know that Big D is an informant, that Big D did all this other stuff. Like, he doesn't know all of that. All he knows is that Big D is down there getting charged up right now and that he got shot in the foot. I don't even know if he had sound, to be honest, because I didn't go back to look to hear if he had sound or if he just had a visual of what was happening or if he could actually hear what was going on. But something tells me that there is going to be more to this El Fuego story. El Fuego is going to go digging where he don't need to dig. And this is why I say that Blue should have told Madam about this whole situation. I feel like El Fuego needs the fear of he needs the fear of Madam put into him in order for him to act right. And right now, he still doesn't realize who Madam is exactly. Maybe he's starting to realize it, but I don't think he knows on what level. But I feel like Blue just, I don't know. I just think that was a horrible move. And I feel like that was information that Madam needed. And now I feel like El Fuego is about to go on a fool's mission and he better not do nothing stupid, y'all. Like, try to actually work with the police or anything like that. That would be so crazy. Now, the daddy did tell her that El Fuego is a weak link and that they are trying to get him to work with them. So Madam definitely knows that El Fuego is possibly a live wire. So it is going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out. So anyway, y'all, that's what's up with All the Queen's Men, season 3B, episode 11, The Ultimate Price. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What do y'all think about Cadillac riding off into the sunset with his bottom B to Costa Rica? What do y'all think about El Fuego? What did y'all think about this episode in general? Will Big D get what he deserves? Go ahead and get that conversation started. Meanwhile, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, share the video with somebody. If this is your first time finding me, guys, please go ahead and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future All the Queen's Men content. Meanwhile, YouTube says that you just might like this video next, so go ahead and take a look. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Satisfied till it all goes bad. Maybe I should just give someone else a chance. Why should I sit alone and be sad while you fumble the best you ever had? It's not fair to me or my heart. I was forced to start over when we fell apart. Could've had it all, but you pushed me right into his arms. You wanted to break, I wanted to stay. Look what you made me give my love away. You made a mistake. Say that you've changed, but it's too late. I gave my love away. Don't play the victim now. Let's state the facts. You're the one who left. I just quit taking you back. Maybe I should just give someone else a chance. Why should I sit here waiting on you? I am enough forever or never. what you mean.